Welcome to another back of net recording. This is for the OCR GCSE paper 2 from June 2011. It's the calculator paper, so I've got my calculator ready if we need it. Let's get started. As always, don't do the formulas, there's no questions to be asked there, they're there to help you later on. Okay, question 1. Write down the coordinates of point A. Point A is there. It's none across. X is for across. X is before Y in the alphabet, so it's none across. 2 up. 0, 2. Point B. 2 across. 1 up. 2, 1. Plot point D so that ABCD is a square. A little trick to help you with this one. Some of you will know where it is straight away. But very quickly, I just sketch that sign. Because the square has rotational symmetry and also reflectional symmetry, you just spin that round now. There you go, that's where the other side will be. Quite simple really. Just pick up and show you again, trace those two sides, spin it around to make the fourth side the same, or you could even start there and then flip it over to make sure it's there. Okay, plot point D. I'm going to make sure I've written a D by it, so it's clear that's where the point is. Question 1 done. Question 2. Rachel draws some triangles on square grids. Which triangle has an obtuse angle? So we want an angle of more than 90 degrees. C. Which triangle is an isosceles triangle and has a right angle? Well, right angle triangles, there's one there, there's one there, there's one here. And those two lengths are the same, so that's the isosceles. D. Which two triangles are congruent? Congruent means exactly the same size and shape. If I trace that one, I can easily see that that will also match if I flick it over with that one there. So B and E. Which three triangles have a line of symmetry? Well, I can cut that one there down the middle. I can put a line through there, and equally a line through that one there. That's 1, 2, 3. F, A and D. Rachel says triangle F is an equilateral. Explain why she's wrong. Well, very quickly again with a bit of tracing paper. If I draw the length of that line, you can see that that isn't the same as the length of that line. One side is shorter than the other two. Equilateral means all three sides the same length. You really need to write that bottom line. That was more just to help remember for you. Question 3. These temperatures in 3 European cities on a day in January. How much warmer is Paris than Berlin? So we want Paris and Berlin. Think of your number line down there, minus 11, it's going to be about there somewhere, and minus 2, let's put 0 in there, let's say that's minus 2. You just want to count up minus 11, minus 9, minus 10, and so on. The other way to do it is to find a difference between minus 11 and minus 2. If you do it, you find it should be 9. Paris is 9 degrees warmer than Berlin. How much warmer is London than Berlin? You're at minus 11, so you need 11 degrees to get up to there, then it will be another 5 to get to there, and 11 and 5 is 16. The temperature in London that day is 18 degrees higher than the temperature in Montreal. What is the temperature in Montreal? If you're at 5, you now want to count down 18. So if I count down 5, I've got another 13 to go down there, so it'll be minus 13. Okay, Jacob was given £95 for his birthday. He spent £47.50 on a new phone and bought 2 shirts costing £14.95 each. How much of the 95 does he have left? Well, £47.50, 2 lots of £14.95. There we go, and total that up and then find the difference between that and the £95. If you look at the front note, you're allowed an electronic calculator. Let's do it. Quicker on the calculator than do it in your head. 47.50 plus 14.95 plus 14.95 equals £77.40. So the total is £77.40. I'm now going to do 95 minus the 77.40. I could really type it on the calculator, or I could be clever and use the answer button, which I'm going to do for you to show you. 95 minus the previous answer is £17. And it's got 0.6 there, but when we're doing money questions you must always put the complete pence in, so £17.60. Okay. Use your calculator to work out these. The sum of 1026 and 389. Sum means the combined total, add them up. Very simple. 1026 plus 389 equals 1415. For a check, I always go back and just check that this number is the same as that one and this one same as that one. The most common error a student makes on these is actually just typing a number in wrong, so make sure you're typing them right. 1/3 of £738. The way I would do this is 738, you want 1/3 of it. As you can see I typed that wrong, let's try again. 738, so always looking at your screen. 1/3 of it is divided by 3, £246. The difference between 4.9 and 32, that's how far you've got to go on from 49 up to 32. So you could do it 32, take away your 4.9. 32 minus the 4.9. Check that's right, yes. Double check 40, yeah. 27.1. I could now check and do 4.9 plus a 27.1 does indeed equal 32, so I'm sure I'm right. 54 added to half of 328. So I'm going to do 328 divided by 2 is 164. Add on the 54, 218. And finally, the square root of 7.84. Very simple. That's the square root. Sorry, push up a bit so you can see it. I'll do it here. We want the square root. Now the square root button on the calculator is, I can't see it. It's Q. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Square root. We want the square root of 7.84. You've got to press the square root button first. Equals 2.8. I again check if that's right. I could do 2.8 squared should be giving me 7.84. So I know I'm right. Sequence of dot patterns. Draw the next pattern in a sequence. 1, 2, 3. So just gonna have to quickly. I should do it more neatly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Complete this. Pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3. The number of dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is there. So this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I always like to do the nth term here. I can see quite clearly it's going up in 2's, so they're always going to be 2n plus, if I go backwards, that 0 term there would have been a 2, so it's 2n plus 2. How many dots will there be in pattern 5? Well, pattern 5, n is 5, so 2 times 5 is 10 and 2 is 12. And I could know that just by adding on. That should be 12 there. In pattern 12 itself, well, n is now 12, 2 times 12 is 24. 24 plus the 2 equals 26. Explain why the pattern in the sequence cannot have 79 dots. Very simple. Only even numbers can be in this pattern. Sorry, only even numbers can be in this pattern. Question 7. In their environmental project, a class recorded how they each travelled to school in the morning. They represented these results in a pictogram. Crucial bit, the key. So 4 little squares there is 4 pupils. Nice easy key. 6 pupils travelled by car, complete the pictogram. So I need a square there, which is 4, then another 2. Job done. How many pupils travelled by bus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many pupils walked or cycled? So I need walked or cycled. So I need this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Question 8. Rectangle has length 6.8 and width 4.5. Work out the area of the rectangle. So the area equals the base times the height. So I want to do 6.8 times 4.5. I've written it out, so I may get a method mark. And it also says, sorry, units in your answer. We'll come back to that in a sec. So 6.8 times 4.5 equals 30.6. Give units in your answer. Centimetres times centimetres. Centimetre squared. Okay. Reflect triangle A in the mirror line. I'm going to use my tracing paper for this. First of all, trace the shape. Secondly, the mirror line. And the third thing that I always do is I put a little mark somewhere on that mirror line so I can line up vertically as well. And I put a little mark underneath the paper too, so I know where it is. Then it's a reflect, flip, reflect, reflect. Over it goes, and that's where it's going to be. Because I've done it in pencil, I really ought to be able to trace it back out, like so. And I get some sort of mark coming out on the paper. There we go. It's not super clear at the minute. If I get a ruler, I can just neaten that up nice and clearly, like so. In the exam I'd probably go over it in pen as well. And the other thing I would do is just shade it in a little bit so it's really clear where it is. The papers get scanned in, sometimes it didn't always get picked up too clearly, but if you shade it in it's very clear where you are. Draw this triangle full size in the space below. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I've got room to do it, so I've moved that down a little bit. First job, I need a line 7.8 centimetres long. 7.8 is there. There we go, 7.8. I then need an angle at this end of 66. So, right on the very corner, in there, line a 0 up nice and neatly. And I want 68. So be careful, I don't want that outer side of numbers, I want this one that's going up in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So 68 will be just about there. So I'm now going to draw in my line. I'm doing it in pen, you should be doing it in pencil in the exam. That line there. And then from this end, I need 43. This time it is the outside scale going up in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3 is there. Nice and neatly. That's my triangle done. Amy goes on a business trip to America. The exchange rate is $1.58 to £1. Now, I always teach this by a flow diagram. I want to go from pounds to dollars. £1 to 1.58. So whatever my pound is, I times by 1.58. If I had £2, I times that by double 1.58. So my multiplier is times 1.58, and it's crucial to write that little box there. It really helps. How many dollars does Amy receive when she changes £400? Now the question is really easy. The pound is 400. I times it by 1.58, and that will come out with my dollars. Calculator paper. Let's give it a go. 400 times 1.58. 400 times 1.58 equals $632. Okay. And my method's all written down there. It's clear what I've done. I should really write the 632 there. Okay, when Amy returns from America, the exchange rate is still $1.58 to £1. She changes $120 back into her pounds. How much does she receive? Now, because we've got this set up here, it's really easy. We know that pounds to dollars is times 1.58. So going back the other way, it's going to be divide by 1.58. So I've got to do 120 divide by 1.58. I'm going to redo that for you, so I'll do it here. We're going to do 120, let's keep going the right way, divide by 1.58 will give us our pounds. So 120 divided by 1.58 equals £75.95. I'm going to write it here for you. It says 75.949. So I'm going to write out to £75.95. Okay. I'm always going to get less pounds than dollars. I've got less pounds than dollars, so I'm fairly sure I'm right. Claudia is an ice skater. When she makes a jump, she rotates through 1.5 turns. How many degrees is this? Now I see lots of people racking their brains in exams for this when they're allowed one of these. It's absolutely obvious, isn't it? Right, 180 and another 180. 180 plus 180 is 360, and then that's one whole turn done. I've gone all the way around once. Then I need to do another half turn, which is another 180. 540. Use equipment wisely you've got in front of you. Matt is a snowboarder. When he makes a jump, he rotates through 1,260. He does a 1260. How many turns is that? We want to do 1260 divided by 360, because there's 360 degrees in a whole turn. Again, it's a calculator paper, so let's use the calculator. Says it's 3.5. So 3.5 turns. I could now do 360 times the 3 turns I've suggested equals that. Add on another 180 for the extra half. 1260. I know I'm right. Okay, halfway through the paper. 880 people were asked where they were on the summer holidays. Here are the results. Work out the percentage of people in the survey who replied UK. Right, so that's all the people in the survey. So the first job is to work out how many people in the survey altogether. So 220 plus 450 plus 143 plus 67 equals 880 people. And right, total is 880. I then to work out 220 out of that 880. So it's 220 out of that 880. So I can use my calculator, set up as a fraction if you like. 220 on the bottom 880. But equals, and it's simplified to 1/4. That'd be nice if we wanted it as a fraction, but we actually want it as a percentage. So I'm going to ST that, which equals 0.25, and 0.25 is 25%. Okay, the rest of the world, that's 143 out of our 880. So again, I can use a calculator. I could do 183 and then 880 equals 0.2709, or I could have just done 143 divided by 880. Either way is good, especially if we got the right numbers. 143 divided by 880 0.162. I must have before. I'm going to go back and check that. 143 on the top and 880 on the bottom. That's more like it. I got it wrong the first time. So it's 0.1625, which is 16.25%. 450 people went to Europe. Of these, 46 went to Spain.
how many people went to Spain? Well, 450 went to Europe. Of the 450, 46% went. So it's 46% of the 450. Two ways to do this. I'm going to go to the 450 divided by 100. You better that in head. 0.5. So that's 1%. 4.5 is 1%. I want 6%. So times by 46 equals 207. That's one way. The other way is just to do 0.46 times 450. 0.46 times 450, 207. Just put in a box, put all on there. Okay, the answer there was 207. Well, 6 is just a bit less than 50%. 50% of 450 will be 220, so I think I'm right. Okay, pie chart question. The pie chart shows how Ivan spent 24-hour day. How many hours did I spend in the lessons? Okay. Well, there is 90s, so it's a quarter of his time he's going to have spent in lessons, because out of the 360 equals 1 quarter. So I need a quarter day. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. 24 divided by 4 equals, he would have spent 6 hours in lessons. What fraction of the day did Ivan spend? Lots of people seem to struggle with it, but it's really simple. 114 a day, which is 360 degrees. Now you've got to here, so I'm just going to say that I'll simplify. 114, 360, 90. Simplest fraction. How long did he sleeping? Well, you to find 9/60ths of 24 hours. Okay. So 1/6 by doing 24 divided by 6. Sorry, 24 divided by 60 is 0. Now it's 0.4 hours. I need to do 24, divided by 60 equals 4. 0.4 times the 9 share of 90 did 7.6 hours. Careful, that's not hours and 60 minutes, that would be 8 hours, so it's 7.6. I'm just going to write hours on there to be sure. Right, am I right with that? Well, the lesson 6 hours, that's a bit more than that. Bit more than 6 hours, 7.6. Okay, raffle 425 blue and 302 yes. Tick up in salt because I put it up. Look, what's the price? Blue. We need 5, 7, 9, 5 plus 3. I'm now going to do 7, 9, 7, to check whether I'm right. 7, 8. Out of 7, 7. The first I'm going to set up. Okay. So the 4, 5, 7. one of them will